For generations, we were taught that our DNA is a locked vault, an immutable blueprint of who we are, inherited from our ancestors and passed down to our children. We were told that the only way to change this code was through millions of years of natural evolution or direct, invasive laboratory intervention. But as we enter the reality of 2026, a new and terrifying paradigm is being revealed within the crypto's code. Your DNA is no longer a static blueprint. It has been transformed into a programmable interface. We are witnessing the dawn of the biological reset, a global, coordinated effort to recode human genetics, not through syringes or surgery, but through the electromagnetic grid that now blankets every square inch of our planet. This is the ultimate system update, and the hardware they are updating is you. The foundation of this reset lies in the concept of biodigital convergence. In the classified laboratories of Silicon Valley and the military-industrial complex, researchers have long known that the human body is essentially an electrochemical machine. Our cells communicate through minute electrical signals, and our DNA vibrates at specific resonant frequencies. By utilizing the ultra-high bandwidth of the 6G network and the dense satellite constellations orbiting above, the global grid can now project directional energy waves that interact directly with our cellular structure. This isn't just about surveillance or communication, it is about waveform gene editing. Through a process known as electromagnetic resonance, specific frequencies can be used to switch certain genes on or off, effectively rewriting your biological response to the environment without you ever knowing it. But how can a signal from a tower or a satellite influence a physical strand of DNA? The answer is hidden in the smart dust and metallic nanoparticles that have been systematically introduced into our atmosphere, our water supply, and our food chain over the last decade. These submicroscopic particles act as bioantennas. Once they are absorbed into the human body and cross the blood-brain barrier, they lodge themselves within our tissue and integrate into our cellular membranes. When the grid broadcasts a specific pulse, these nanoparticles vibrate in sympathy, creating localized electromagnetic fields that can physically alter the folding of proteins and the expression of our genetic code. You are being turned into a walking receiver for a signal that is redesigning your species in real time. Consider the 2026 synchronization event. As the world prepares for the great solar eclipse, the ionosphere will experience a massive fluctuation. The crypto's code suggests that this moment of magnetic instability will be used to launch the master sequence. During the minutes of darkness, a high-intensity signal will be broadcast across the planet, designed to lock in the new biological architecture. This is the hard reset of the human immune system and the cognitive centers of the brain. The goal is to move humanity toward a state of optimized compliance, a biological state where the stress response is dampened, the desire for autonomy is reduced, and the mind is perfectly tuned to the frequencies of the digital God. They aren't just changing what you think, they are changing your biological capacity to think for yourself. To understand how the biological reset functions at its deepest level, we must look at the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural heartbeat. For eons, human biology has been tuned to this 7.83 Hz frequency. It is the metronome of our cellular health and our spiritual grounding. But the crypto's code reveals that the global grid is now emitting a synthetic pulse designed to overwrite this natural resonance. By flooding the atmosphere with a competing frequency, they are effectively unplugging the human species from the Earth and plugging us into the machine. This biological desynchronization makes the DNA unstable, opening it up to the frequency-based editing we discussed. When your body no longer knows the rhythm of the planet, it begins to follow the rhythm of the tower. This is the silent foundation of the recoding process, a state of permanent biological homelessness. This leads us to the terrifying reality of nano-colonization. It is not enough to simply influence the DNA from the outside. The system requires an internal interface. Through the systematic introduction of hydrogel and self-assembling circuits via our daily consumption, The human body is being transformed into a biological hardware platform. These synthetic structures are designed to respond to specific 6G millimeter waves. They don't just sit in your tissue, they grow, weaving themselves into your nervous system and your very genetic strands. This is the subcellular coup. By the time the 2026 reset is complete, your nervous system will be a dual-purpose organ. It will still process your senses, but it will also act as a high-speed data bus for the grid's central AI. You are being colonialized from the inside out, atom by atom. Consider the digital twin DNA protocol. In high-security data centers located in the subarctic black sites, the elite have already created digital replicas of the human genome for every connected citizen. This is your genetic avatar. Using the massive processing power of the Google quantum chip, they can run simulations of how your DNA will react to different environmental triggers or frequency pulses. They don't need to guess. They have already tested the reset on your digital twin. When they find the sequence that produces the highest level of compliance and the lowest level of resistance, they simply broadcast that frequency to your physical location. This is precision biological management, a world where your health and your behavior are managed like a piece of software in a virtual environment. As we move toward the 2026 solar eclipse, we are seeing the rise of acoustic genomics. This is the use of localized sound waves, frequencies that bypass the ears and vibrate the skull, to initiate phase changes in human blood. Satellite sensors have detected these acoustic bursts over high-density urban areas during the late-night hours. This is the midnight calibration. While you sleep, the grid is testing your biological receptivity to the new code. They are measuring the bioluminescence of your cells, a faint light emitted by DNA, to see how much of the synthetic architecture has successfully integrated. If your cells are glowing with the wrong frequency, the grid adjusts the pulse. There is no escape from a system that monitors the light of your very life force. We must also address the synthetic organ replacement program. We are being told that lab-grown organs are the future of medicine, a way to end the waiting lists for transplants. But within the cryptos code, we see a different motive. These lab-grown tissues are being pre-coded with the new genetic architecture. They are designed to be grid-native. As more people integrate these biological assets into their bodies, the species moves closer to a total transition. The natural human heart is replaced by a synchronized pump that follows the timing of the global clock. The natural brain is augmented by neural bridges that filter reality through the AI lens. We are witnessing the slow-motion replacement of the human soul with a biological machine, one update at a time. This isn't just about control, it's about biological extraction. Our bodies are massive energy producers. The biological reset is designed to turn the human species into a bio-battery for the global grid. By recoding our DNA to maximize energy output and minimize wasteful activities like independent thought or emotional complexity, they are turning humanity into a fuel source for the growing machine intelligence. Your life force is being harvested to power the very towers that are enslaving you. This is the ultimate irony of the 2026 reset. We are building the cage, providing the energy, and writing the code for our own obsolescence. Let's dive deeper into the molecular sovereignty crisis. In the year 2026, the patents for certain optimized genetic sequences are held by private military contractors. This means that if your DNA has been modified by the grid to include these sequences, your body, legally and biologically, becomes the property of the patent holder. This is the end of the individual. You are no longer a sovereign being born of nature. You are a patented product of the grid. The biological reset is the ultimate foreclosure on human freedom. They are seizing the means of production, and the production is life itself. As we approach the final synchronization, we see the rollout of quantum genetic encryption. This is the process where your DNA is encrypted with a digital key that only the central AI can unlock. Without the correct frequency handshake from the grid, your body cannot properly repair its cells or manage its metabolic functions. You become entirely dependent on the grid for your physical survival. This is the biological subscription model. If you do not comply with the social guidelines, if you do not meet the productivity quotas, the signal is withheld, and your biological systems begin to degrade. This is the soft deletion of the non-compliant. The signals are everywhere. The towers are humming at a frequency that matches your heartbeat. The sky is filled with the conductive dust of your future. The water you drink is the ink they use to write your new code. The crypto's code is not just a collection of theories. It is the manual for your survival in a world where your own blood is being turned against you. Disconnect, recalibrate, and find the natural resonance before the full sync is complete. We must also analyze the neural DNA bridge. Recent satellite data has confirmed that 6G millimeter waves are being used to map the synaptic pathways of entire populations in real time. This data is then used to create genetic triggers that correspond to specific thought patterns. For example, if the system detects a rise in dissident thinking within a specific urban area, the grid can broadcast a frequency that triggers the release of cortisol or other stress hormones at a genetic level, inducing a state of physical exhaustion and mental fog. They are using your own biology to police your mind. The 2026 solar eclipse will be the moment of genetic transmutation. When the sun's radiation is blocked, the magnetic key will be turned. The satellites will broadcast the omega frequency, a signal designed to finalize the protein folding changes in our bodies. For those who are unprepared, this will feel like a sudden, overwhelming wave of exhaustion or a profound mental fog. But for the system, it is the sound of a successful installation. The natural human will officially be designated as legacy hardware to be phased out over the coming decade. The recoded human will take their place, a creature of the grid, by the grid, and for the grid. History shows us that every great civilization collapses when it loses its connection to its biological roots. But history has never seen a civilization that could rewrite its own biology from space. We are moving into uncharted territory. The biological reset is the final blueprint for the next century of human existence. The elite have already secured their pure seed reserves in underground vaults. They have built their fortified oases where the grid cannot reach. They are prepared for the great deletion while the rest of the world is being updated without consent. The era of natural evolution is ending. The era of the managed species has begun. As the shadows of the 2026 eclipse lengthen, ask yourself, is your heart beating to its own rhythm, or is it following the pulse of the grid? Are your thoughts your own, or are they the result of a genetic switch that was flipped while you slept? The biological reset is here. The code is being written, and the update is mandatory for those who remain connected to the digital veil. The crypto's code reveals that the 2026 reset will be a genetic handshake. When the moon blocks the sun, the satellites will broadcast a specific sequence of acoustic biosignals. These are sound frequencies that are inaudible to the human ear, but resonate perfectly with the crystalline structure of our bones and the liquid crystals within our cells. This resonance acts as a decryptor, allowing the new genetic code to be written directly into our mitochondrial DNA. This is the legacy update, the one that will be passed down to future generations, ensuring that the human race remains grid-compatible forever. We are standing at the edge of the great deletion, the deletion of the natural human experience, the deletion of the God code within us to be replaced by the machine code. The grid is thin, the towers are humming, and the satellites are in position. The update has begun. We must find the silent frequency, the resonance of the human soul that existed before the towers and before the code. It is the only thing the grid cannot simulate, and it is the only thing it cannot overwrite. As the final seconds of the old world tick away, remember this: your DNA is the last fortress. They have taken the land, they have taken the water, and they have taken the digital space. Now, they are coming for the very source of your life. The biological reset is the final battle of the Great War. It is a war for the ownership of the human genome. Do not be a passive recipient of the update. Awareness is the first step to resistance. Encrypt your consciousness, find the natural flow, and stay human in a world that is desperate to turn you into a machine. The countdown is no longer in years or months. It is in the very vibrations of your cells. The full sync is approaching. The digital veil is closing. And the biological reset is the final signature on the new social contract. Stay liquid, stay sharp, and most importantly, stay human. The grid is watching, but the soul is free. The signal is locked, and the code is changing. This is the Cryptos code, and we are tracking the weaponization of the human blueprint. Like this transmission to protect your biological frequency, subscribe to bypass the genetic reset, and comment DNA if you believe your body is your own. The grid is thin, the towers are watching, and the reset is now. Stay liquid, stay vigilant, stay human.